Hi guys, and welcome back to another Photoshop tutorial. Today's video is on a lineup run through, just how I make this Tottenham Hotspur lineup. So I hope you find it useful and feel free to use this. I'm going to drop this down below as a PSD file that you can directly edit. So yeah, I thought this video might be quite helpful to you guys if you're wanting to just literally follow a nice simple lineup creation that you can use, that you can maybe take some info and inspiration off. But yeah, let's get started with this. So I've got Dom Solanke, my main focal point of the lineup edit, other than obviously the lineup. But so I'm going to have him just to the side here and have the lineup on this side. So what I'm going to start with, I'm actually going to make a nice background gradient. Actually, I'm going to do it this way though. So I'm going to go on my color palette. I'm just literally going to sample this kit color at the bottom, the shorts. So you go there and literally you're on here and you pull your cursor over and you can sample it, just hold it. Now I've got this nice navy blue in the color palette, and what we do now, we click Command backspace on this layer, and it will directly make that background the color that is ahead, that is the first color on the palette. So if I wanted to have the black as the background, which is obviously below the blue, I can click X on my keyboard, which inverts it, and then I'll do the exact same option backspace and turns it black. But obviously I want it as this one, so there we go. Now I'm going to create a new layer. I'm going to go to my brush tool. I'm going to make sure the blue is on top. I click an X again. I'm going to bring this color palette just a little bit darker blue. So I'm on my new layer. Nice soft brush, maybe around about 20%. And I'm going to just brush a nice kind of gradient there at the bottom. And there we have it. So now what I'm going to do, I'm going to create another layer. I'm going to go to Edit, Fill, 50% grey. So now I've got my nice 50% grey layer, make sure you're on that. And I'm actually just going to name this grain, as it's going to be the grain effect on top of here. Now I'm going to go to Filter on that layer, Camera Raw Filter. I'm going to go to Effects and bring the grain to 100%. Click OK. So now obviously it looks a bit funny, but what we're going to do, I'm going to reduce the opacity of this to about 20%. And as you can see now, it's got a nice grain effect on the background, which makes it just look a lot more professional, more like a match day program. But yeah, it's a really cool effect. I'm going to put it to about 15% because I think that was a little bit too intense. But there we have it. We can sometimes, if you want, you can change the blend to a nice hard light. As you can see, it's just a little bit darker, and actually I prefer that. I prefer it in hard light, so that's normal. So it's not as dark, but I prefer the darker kind of one. So there we have that. So now I'm going to add a nice little decoration to the lineup poster. Literally going to grab my square tool, my shape tool, drag it and make this long rectangle, and I'm going to change the color to white, the same color as the kit. I'm just going to bring that out a little bit. So to bring this out, if you just do it like this normally with the cursor, it will make the size bigger like that. Whereas if you want to just directly affect that side, you hold Shift and then you bring it out like that. If you understand what I'm saying. If I'm not holding Shift, see, look, it affects the whole thing. So I'm bringing it's just affecting the whole shape. If I do hold Shift, it's just that side. So what I'm going to do there, just bring this back, hold Shift, bring that down, and bring that in just a little bit. And now at the moment, my rectangle is curved by the corners. So you just go down to these little circles here and just drag them out, and they'll go square now. So there we have that one. So now what I'm going to do, I'm going to click on the rectangle tool that we've just placed, and I'm going to duplicate this. And by doing this, I'm going to click Command J on the layer like this, and then we have our rectangle copy. So I'm going to make sure I'm selected on that, bring that out. I'm going to go to this cursor tool down here, or you can go over here, and literally I'm going to get the same colour that we just used for the kit, which is that. I'll hold shift again, make it nice and thin, and now I'm going to just bring that on top and put it in the middle, which I think is a nice effect. A nice little design to the side of the lineup poster. So now we've got that, I'm going to add my lineup text, all in capitals, as it's going to be, as it's the main kind of statement of the piece. I'm going to bring it down just a little bit. And what I want it to kind of look like, it's coming out from this. The white will come out from the strip, the rectangle white. So I'm going to just turn the text white. A little quick hack here as well with the text. See, you don't just have to use it here. All the little different preferences and font, you can Command T while you're highlighted on the text, and it brings out this little box here where you can do paragraph. Then you can change the boldness and on all the sizing. So yeah, it's just a little, and I'll put that away for now. So yes, so I'm trying to make it look like that this is just coming out from the side, which I quite like. So I'm just going to play around with it here. Try it up there. I prefer about there. I'm quite happy with that. I might bring actually Solanke a little bit more to the right there, yeah. Right, so next I'm going to get down to doing the players that are meant to go on here. So what I'm actually going to do, I'm going to bring this out a little bit, because as I said, I want it to be coming out of the white rectangle, but I actually think it looks a little bit better of it coming out just being its own separate text box. What I'm going to do here, just a little styling change. I'm going to turn the up bit to italic. I think that's just quite a cool little, a small addition to it, but I think it makes it look quite unique. But anyways, now I'm going to duplicate this. As you know, I'm not. I'm just going to add a new text box just to make it easier. So I'm going to start with Vicario, goalkeeper. I'm going to put him in position. And the font I'm using at the moment is Made Tommy, but I'm actually going to change it to just an Arial, as it's just a professional font, and it's pretty much a universal font. Everyone has access to it on Photoshop. It's easy for you guys, and for the sake of that, you know, I'm going to make this Arial as well, just because once you get the PSD, and it means you can't edit that Made Tommy. So I'm going to make this the same size, so you guys are able to edit it, and you guys are able to use this font as well. But you can use the Made Tommy one as well. I've mentioned it in my other videos. I actually think I prefer this one on this design. But on my other videos, I've mentioned dafont.com, where I get a lot of my fonts from. So honestly, go to that website and just download them. There's a variety of different fonts you can use, which are really good, and I use on here. So I'm just playing around with the sizing here quickly, because now it's sort of messed up a little bit of the size and changing it to Arial font, but we should be fine. Yeah, that'll do for now. Right, so I'm just going to separate that a little bit. So we've got our Vicario, our goalkeeper in. Anything else I want to do? I might actually put this as italic as well. So it's going in kind of similar to the up. Right, so now what you want to do, you're literally just going to enter and basically just do to your next player. Pretty simple this is. Just writing these in. And right now I'm going to Command A, highlight all of them, and I'll go up here, and I'm just going to click on this to shift the text to the left, so we'll start in the same line on the left hand side of the paragraph. Right, so now it looks at the moment it's not looking great. I won't be honest, it's looking like I've just done it on pages. Pretty basic, but what we're going to do is just going to put the text size down a little bit and bring it out. So now what I'm going to do, for the sake of this, I don't know all their shirt numbers, but I'm just going to put numbers 1 to 11. But I think this is a nice little addition. It just shows you put a little bit more effort in to actually put their shirt numbers down, which people do find quite helpful, and they like seeing that on these kind of edits. So I'm going to make a little text box, literally the length, well the size of the text next to it. Bring that out. I'm going to make it this kind of dark blue. Over here. And now, so I've got my rectangle, and I'm going to drag the one just above the rectangle there. And I'm going to change that to a nice bold, a nice bold italic. Not italic, I'm not a fan of that. Always good to test these things, just play around with it. And there we have it. So I'm going to speed this bit up because you don't need to waste your time watching me just put numbers next to the name. But I'll get back to you in a second. Right, so now all the numbers are in. Again, I've not put, these aren't the shirt numbers, these are literally just for the team sheet, just 1 to 11 for the players on the pitch. So don't get stressed about that. That is literally just there for design purposes. But now I'm going to make a nice little text box down here. Again, by just grabbing the shape tool. But I'm going to make it the same colour as the little text boxes for the number. Just drag that out to make it square. Then I'm going to drag this text box just below Solanke down there. What I will do actually, I'm going to group the numbers and the rectangles just to make it more organised. So by doing that, it's all highlighted there by Shift at the bottom here, all the way up, and doing that, and then Command G, sorry, and then I'll just name that. Now what I'll do now, in this text box, I'm just going to quickly put in the names of the subs, obviously because not all team sheets have the subs on them, but this one I will do. So I'll quickly write these in. Right, so now they're in, I'm going to make them actually smaller. Subs, and I'm going to make them a little bit smaller than the actual text. And highlight them all. I'm going to bring the distance, the gap between each line of text down to up there. I'll duplicate that. Make a nice little title of substitutes. Make that bold, non-metallic. And there we have that. It's looking a little bit more professional now, actually. It doesn't look like I've just made it on Pages anymore. Looks like I am actually doing a little bit of design for this. So there we go. Right, so I actually might take away, yeah, I'm taking away that text box. It just makes it look a little bit, just a bit blocky, and it just doesn't need to be in there. And it works well, because obviously with the darker gradient at the bottom, it matches quite nice with the white. So that is good. Now I'm going to get the Premier League logo. I'll drag that in. So now I want to change the colour of this Premier League logo. As it's a PNG, I can directly just affect the layer. So I'll double click on that, the layer panel, and then I'm going to go to colour overlay and make a nice white. So that's looking quite good. I might bring that just in a little bit. Right, so almost finished with this. I'm happy that it's looking. I'm going to do a few final touches. I'm going to add another square. Try and make it the same size, either side, just about. Bring out a little bit. Now I'm going to duplicate that. You can duplicate it again by Command J, but you can also do it by holding Option, clicking the layer and holding it and dragging it out, just like that. So now I'm going to do, who should we have them playing against? Let's have them playing a big game. Let's have them playing against Arsenal. North London derby, big game. Let's have them against Arsenal. So we're going to have colour of Arsenal's kit in the box there. Bring that down. Right, so now I'm going to go and get the Arsenal PNG. I'll do it white though, so it's like I can directly edit it. And here, obviously I want to use this logo and it's attached to the background. I'm going to double click on this. I'm going to use blend if. This is another way of taking your subject away from its background. I'm going to go to blue, as the background is blue. And I'm literally just going to drag that. No, wrong one. This side, the dark side, drag that off like that. So now it's removed the background from the Tottenham Hotspur logo. Do it, click OK, and then we're going to right click on the layer, convert to smart object, and now we can directly edit this. And I'm going to convert. I'm going to go back on this layer, color overlay as the same color as the little text boxes. Just the final finishing touches. And final bit, literally just adding the finishing touches to this edit. I'm making another rectangle, just like that. I'm going to connect that. This is just, again, just a little addition to the design. I'm going to bring the subs up a little bit. Now I'm going to duplicate this nice blue rectangle here. Now I've duplicated it, I'm dragging it away, and what I'll do, I'll right click on it, rotate 90 degrees clockwise, bring that down to there, and it's behind the white layer at the moment, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to drag that and bring it all the way to the top so it shows, and put that so it's central. Now I'm going to bring this one as well all the way to the top, as that's hidden by the other rectangle, and just match something like that. This isn't as thick as the other one, so I'm going to try and correct that. And now I'm just going to drag that all the way, so it's connecting there. And it's just a little bit too big, so I'm going to reduce the size here again. Literally, these are just the finishing touches, just looking at it, seeing what needs to be improved on. And I'll drag that up even more again, because it's still not happy with that. I've realised this isn't as central as it could be. That's better. There we have it, guys. Here is my final lineup inspired design by Tottenham Hotspur. I hope you enjoyed the video and found it useful. Again, it's not a really complicated design. I've kept it pretty simple. I don't want to complicate things. And again, it's a lineup edit. It doesn't need to be too outside of the box when it comes to the design, just so it looks professional and is readable, and yeah, it just looks the part. But anyways, I hope you enjoyed the video. Let me know in the comments below what you want in the next few videos. I take requests, so let me know in the comments below. But until next time, guys, thank you for watching. I really appreciate it, and see you in the next video.